Good evening, wanderers of the night. Welcome back to the Quiet Hour, that space where we ask the hard questions about what's keeping us comfortable versus what's keeping us trapped. I'm here with you tonight. Whether you're lying awake, wondering why you're stuck, driving through darkness knowing you're capable of more, or simply exhausted from playing it safe. If this is your first time finding us here, welcome. This is where we talk about the comfortable cages we build around ourselves. If tonight's story makes you uncomfortable with your comfort, subscribe and stay with us as we learn to break free. Tonight, I want to tell you about Claire. A safety net she didn't know was a trap, and the crisis that forced her to discover who she really was. Claire was 36, living in Portland, working as a freelance graphic designer. She had one major client, a tech startup that had hired her 5 years ago when she was just starting out. They paid her a steady retainer, $4,000 a month, enough to cover her rent, food, basic living. It wasn't great money, but it was reliable, safe, predictable. She told herself she'd grow her business eventually, take on more clients, raise her rates, build something bigger. But there was always tomorrow. The steady check kept coming, and that was enough. She'd scroll through other designers' portfolios, feeling a pang of envy at their impressive work, their high-profile clients. But then she'd remind herself, at least I have security. Her apartment was small. Her portfolio hadn't been updated in 3 years. She had dreams of working with major brands, creating work she was proud of, but the retainer was comfortable. Not enough to thrive, but enough to survive. Just enough to keep her from taking risks. One Tuesday morning, she opened an email from her client's CEO. Her stomach dropped as she read, "Claire, we've been acquired by a larger company. They have an in-house design team. Your contract ends in 30 days. Thank you for everything." 30 days. Claire sat there, coffee getting cold, feeling like the floor had disappeared beneath her. 5 years of steady income, gone. 5 years of telling herself someday I'll build a real business, and now someday was here, forced upon her, terrifying. That first week was panic. She sent desperate emails to old contacts. She scrolled job boards at 2 a.m. She felt the weight of every choice she hadn't made, every risk she hadn't taken, every client she hadn't pursued because she had her safety net. But then something shifted. Week 2, she updated her portfolio. Really updated it, stayed up until 3 a.m., poured everything she had into making it exceptional. She reached out to dream clients she'd been too intimidated to contact before. She raised her rates to what she was actually worth, not what she'd been accepting. Week 3, she got her first response. A boutique hotel chain in Seattle wanted to see her work. Then a nonprofit, then a local brewery. Clients she never would have pursued when she had her comfortable $4,000 check. By day 30, she had 3 new clients at rates she'd never dared charge before. By month 3, she was making more than she ever had. By month 6, she had a waiting list. A year later, Claire ran into an old friend at a coffee shop, explaining what had happened. She said something that stopped her friend cold. "Losing that contract was the best thing that ever happened to me. That retainer wasn't security. It was a cage. It kept me comfortable enough not to try, safe enough not to risk, steady enough not to grow. I thought it was my foundation, but it was actually my ceiling." Her friend asked, "But couldn't you have done all this while you still had the retainer?" Claire smiled sadly. "In theory, yes, but I didn't. Because why would I risk rejection from better clients when I had guaranteed income? Why would I do the hard work of marketing myself when money kept coming in automatically? That safety net kept me from ever having to find out what I was really capable of." Friends, what's your retainer? What's the thing in your life that's just comfortable enough to keep you from trying? Just secure enough to keep you from risking? Just good enough to prevent you from pursuing great? Maybe it's a job that pays the bills but kills your soul. Maybe it's a relationship that's comfortable but not fulfilling. Maybe it's a lifestyle that's easy but meaningless. Maybe it is a habit that numbs you just enough to make the pain bearable but not enough to make you change. We tell ourselves these things are our foundation, our security, our smart choices. But sometimes, often, They're the very things keeping us small. Claire thought she needed that retainer to survive. But what she really needed was to lose it, to be forced into the discomfort that revealed her actual capabilities, to discover that the person she was capable of being had been waiting on the other side of that false security. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of us want tea. Let go of our safety nets voluntarily. We'll keep holding on to that safe thing, that comfortable thing, that thing that's just barely enough. We'll keep telling ourselves someday, while the someday never comes because we never have to make it come. Sometimes life takes that safe thing. Sometimes the crisis chooses us. And some at times, if we're brave enough, if we're honest enough, we have to choose the crisis ourselves. We have to let go of the thing that's keeping us comfortable but small. That's our challenge for tonight here on The Quiet Hour. What's your safe thing? What's keeping you comfortable enough not to grow? Share your honest answer below. And if you're new here, subscribe as we keep asking these uncomfortable questions that lead to real change. Until tomorrow night, remember, the thing you think you can't live without might be the very thing preventing you from truly living. Sometimes the best thing that can happen is losing your safety net and discovering you can fly. Sleep well, drive safely. Good night, friends.